paparazzi follow you, cause I'm in love with you. Yeah, are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah, are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah, are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah, are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah, I don't wanna be a player no more. Yeah, I don't wanna be a player no more. Cause my guys call me Cristiano, Mr. Ronaldo, I'm on Nintendo. Cause my guys call me Cristiano, Mr. Ronaldo, I'm on Nintendo. Money fall on you, banana fall on you.
And I know you are to use Super Cap today and be happy. Bye. What if I told you there's a cab service you can book right now in Jalingo? Sounds like a dream, right? No, it's reality. Let Super Cap get it.
Good morning, Nigeria, and welcome to today's edition of the morning show, coming to you live from Jalingo, Northeast Nigeria. I am your anchor, Ira Daniel. On this morning edition of the morning show, we're going to discuss trending stories as they are on the cover pages of the Nigerian newspaper. Then we'll delve into issues that are trending in Jalingo, in Taraba State, and the Northeast. With me in the studio this morning is Abraham Jodamina. Abraham Jodamina is a public affairs commentator, a political scientist, and a director of programs at the Sumtv. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, yesterday I watched you on TV and we were discussing carbon, what's it called?
Carbon market.
Carbon market and other factors. What is carbon market?
Well, from what the experts say, I think they say carbon market is an arrangement made between the global south and the global north, in which these developed countries who over the years have emitted so much carbon into the atmosphere. There's an arrangement in which they will fund projects or fund initiatives in the global south where there's still an avenue to protect the environment with a green whatever I call it. So what they do is that you fund a project in which you fund a project or initiate a project in which you are to a tune of a certain amount in which you are going to ensure that the environment is not degraded. So what you do is that if you use the example of Dangote refinery is going to be emitting a lot of carbon into the atmosphere. So what they did is that they did the CNG initiative in which they use it to fund. So this is their own way of saying, look, as part of our initiative to reduce this, we are going into CNG. And they also went as far as that the opportunities are available for us, like in Taraba. You can come up with ideas, with technologies like stoves that can use chaff that wouldn't emit much into the atmosphere, and they could register it as one of those carbon projects, and it will be paid for in dollars. So there are a lot of opportunities in it, and I think if the experts are the ones that can really break it down further for us.
But it's like this, if you are into this environmental conservation, you can convert it to some kind of investment where you can earn money while you do environmental conservation.
Yes, that is it.
That's a good one. Okay, viewers, we'll just go straight into the matters of the day, and we're going to start with the news on the cover page of Blueprint. Blueprint has the same story with New Telegraph. So we're going to take the story together. The story on the blueprint said, despite our challenges, no substitute for civil rule. That's a statement attributed to former President Abdusalam Abubakar. Then on the New Telegraph, it said Abdusalam said, I am proud my government bettered Nigeria's democracy.
Yes, this is a statement attributed to General Abdusalam Abubakar, the ex-military head of the state of Nigeria, and he's also the co-convener of the National Peace Committee, NPC. General Abdusalam has called on Nigerians to continue to water and nurture the tree of democracy in the country, adding that there is no alternative to civil rule. The former military leader spoke yesterday at the launch of a book by the Inter-Party Administrative Council entitled 100 Years of Political Parties Evolution in Nigeria. The imperative of Nigeria's political stability issues and solution. So he said that despite military interventions, democracy has come to stay in Nigeria, that there's no substitute to the government of the people, by the people and for the people, which democracy represents as sovereignty resides with the people. So the statement he made is a true statement. There is no government that really allow the people to participate as much as democracy. And he noted that Nigeria's democracy has been tested and shaken by reactionary forces and survived, stressing that it's a testament to the citizens' belief and resilience in representative governments. Yes, he has said it all. That is what democracy should be. But the question we should ask ourselves is that, as democracy, has it really taken us to where we expect to be?
Definitely.
The answer is no, because we've seen things get worse under democratic government than it used to be in the past under the military government.
There are things that are even seen in democracy that some are asserting that if it were military rule, some of these things may not even rear their ugly heads, like the issue of Boko Haram. Some school of thought believe that Boko Haram wouldn't have thrived during military rule and so many
the issues that led to Boko Haram. One thing is that the military itself started this lane of corruption, and it will have eventually come. Yes. Because the thing is that once the leadership, whether it's military, whether it's monarchy, whether it's a democracy, as long as the leaders, there's corruption, there's misappropriation, they are not giving this, it will eventually come. It's just a matter of time. We've seen places where we have military rule and you see how insurgencies and the rest of it, and to make matters where the military may not even listen to the people on how to go about it. So to me, I don't think if the military was here, Nigeria was steadily declining. It was on a steady decline, and a lot of cover-ups, a lot of issues that should have been treated with time were not treated, and this is where we are today. The issue of Boko Haram, the rest of it, is an issue of extremism, ignorance, illiteracy. Did the military tackle this? No, they didn't tackle it too. They were also much more bothered on how they are going to do the next coup or protect themselves from coup. So leadership, whether it's democracy, whether it's military rule, whether it's civil rule, whether it's monarchy, as long as the people don't get the dividends of this governance, I think after some time, the people will begin to complain, and you can see how unfortunate it is. Some Nigerians are beginning to call for another system of governance, saying the democracy that they wish for, the democracy that works in other places, is not working here. And the reason why we have democracy is not for the sake of democracy, it's for the sake of participatory government. How fair our elections. Look at our local government elections, look at the state elections, look at the federal elections, how fair are them, and then they see the kind of people that the elections show up. Are they true representative of the people, of our leaders, of the kind of leadership we want? Obviously, the answer is no. So well, he has spoken well, and in theory, democracy should be the best form of government. But in the case of Nigeria, we can't really say that we practice democracy the way it should be practiced.
Yeah, we must give him the credit of actually midwifing this democratic dispensation that we have in this country. But there are people who are saying that he did a job that was not properly done, in the sense that it is the structure that the democracy was bettered upon that is being developed up to now. The system, maybe there are one or two things that at that point in time will have been introduced into the democracy and it will have helped. What is your assertion of this?
I will not blame Abdulsalam Abubakar for any, right, for 25 years later or 26 years later. We can keep blaming General Abdulsalam Abubakar for something that democracy had 26 years to correct. First of all, he was a child of necessity. Power was just
given to him
without him preparing, or due to the death of
General
Abacha. And he was not one of those ambitious generals that ever thought he would rule this country. So he was just doing his thing when power fell into his hands. And then all Nigerians thought that we want to go back to democracy. So what he did was, within the short period of time that he has, he ensured that, okay, let's have a constitution, dust off the 1979 constitution, put it together, from political parties. Let me just hand over to the civilians, and from there they should be able to grow. There is no democracy in the world whereby they had a perfect start. They all start from somewhere, and over time, that is why you have this National Assembly, the State House of Assemblies, you have the judiciary, you have the executive. It is work in progress. So if we say, because of what the way we started in 1999, that is where we are not serious. If you give us a perfect scenario, where there is no perfect scenario anywhere in the world, if we are not ready, if we are not bringing up the right kind of leadership, if we are not sincere with giving power to the people, we will still end up where we are today.
People say it is the democracy we're celebrating today, like the one that has been practiced in the United States, is a product of many years, over 200 years, almost 300 years, like
of
that.
Deliberate. The US, if you look at the US, over 200, 300 years of democracy. But if you look at the rights of minorities, they were not deliberate about it, and they started. Even Nigeria, black people started voting in Nigeria before the US. But the direction they were going, they were focused on this direction. But even rights for women to vote, right for the minorities to vote, was not there until the 60s and the 70s. So the issue is this: you may spend so many years. If your priority is not set right, you will not get there. The US, they've been democratic for years, but just recently. So it is a thing of priority. If Nigeria prioritizes the fact that, yes, we want good governance, we want democracy to be free and fair, you will see that within a short period of time, we will achieve that.
Talking about priorities, do you agree that the priorities of our democratic leadership as it stands now is more of regional, they are tended towards regionalization and tribal affinities like that? Is it correct for one to assert that? The leader would prefer to be called a Yoruba man than to be called a Nigerian? Because most of the times when he's at the Senate or maybe political office responsibilities, he will always be agitating. This is my constituency, this is my constituency. And at times they forget that we are supposed to be doing these agitations on behalf of Nigerians, not on behalf of that particular constituency where we represent.
The leaders are the product of the people. I interact with people every day. People are more concerned on, no matter how good something is, if it doesn't favor their this thing. The leaders, people keep saying it is the politicians that are causing the ethnic division. I say no. They are a product of those of who we are. Because I go to the social medias, simple discussions that have nothing to do with ethnicity. You see people begin to look, oh, it is because you are
not
this
tribe.
that is why you are
comfortable saying this because it is not your tribe.
It's not this. And even in the local settings, you see divisions based on ethnicity and the rest of it. So the politicians come from the same society where we come from. And sometimes we even push them. You are not fighting for a minister for us. A list of appointments come, and the first thing people look at,
so our tribe is not represented.
Yes,
our region is not
our region, our tribe.
It's not whether the person appointed is qualified for the job.
And you will see school alumni groups, community groups, newspaper groups. The first thing you see people will be arguing over, my people are not represented, my this and that. We do it at the national, we do it at the regional, we do it at the state, even at the local government level. So you will see that this is something that is in us. And what the politicians do, they look at what interests us the most and they build on it. You will find out that anytime somebody comes up and says fighting for the north, fighting for the south, fighting for this, we instantly will make those people heroes. Instantly. It's not as if they've even someone that's in the past have not done well. The moment he stand up and said yes, in the north or the south, we must become president, we say he's a hero. We begin to say we forget everything that he has done, but we ask ourselves, is still worship, how has it really helped us? Or someone will come up and say, I've looked at the list of this, there's nobody from this part of the country. You now ask yourself, all these years, the last minister, I'm sorry to use this example, the last minister in the past government of President Muhammadu Buhari, what value did he add to he was minister of power, minister from Taraba State, Saleh Mama. What impact did he have on the power situation in Taraba? So these are the things you begin to ask. We need to look beyond these things. Well, there must be federal capital, there must be sense, or there must be balance. But again, we must look for capable people.
Do you think federalism will serve Nigeria better, considering the fact that there
is no system that will serve Nigeria better? There's no system that can serve Nigeria better. What we need is a better approach to governance. We've seen it done everywhere. There's the problem of the southerner, is the problem of the northerner, is the problem of the easterner, is the problem of that everybody has. So saying that this will matter the system. We asked for democracy.
Yes,
during the military rule, we thought the moment democracy comes, the problem of Nigeria will be fine. But look at where we are today.
We still have killings. We still have so many. In fact, some of those things we still see in the military regimes. The only thing is that
we said if you have refinery, the problem of petroleum is over in Nigeria. We have refineries now. We have the government working to a percentage. We have the Dangote refinery. We are still where we are. With privatization, you privatize, you still remain where we are. So this is beyond form or types. It is the deliberate effort you are putting into ensuring that it works.
Okay, if you're just joining us, this is the morning show, and we have been discussing with a public affairs commentator here at the studio on stories that are on the cover pages of New Telegraph and Blueprint newspaper. We now go to the story on The Guardian. The Guardian newspaper has this story, optimism as West African cities get $50 billion lifeline, fresh beats for electricity. Is this any good news, Mr. Abraham?
Yes, this is good news. As some cities have mentioned 300 by 2030.
When 2025. So in 5 years
time. 5 years, we should be seeing improvement. This is the industrialization campaign effort at making poverty a relic on the African continent. Over the years have been tracked by lack of access to reliable and sustainable energy. If you look at it, despite the regions on parallel sunlight energy all year round, roughly 600 million people in sub-Saharan Africa still lack access to electricity supply. still lack access to electricity supply. So what the guide is saying here is that the there's a lifeline of about 50 billion which will be injected into West African cities to start the economy and also bring electricity to the people. And if you look at it, this money is going to be injected into the different facets of the economy, into health, into infrastructure, into electricity, and as you can see, especially in the rural area, there's this deficit of all these basic amenities for people to use. And then you look at the issue of electricity, we all know that if we can fix the issue of energy in Nigeria, we'll be going a long way. So having this vision 2030, and that is targeting 300 cities, I think, across West Africa, it's a very, very good development.
Look at the options that we have. Options for energy, non-fossil fuel energy options that is listed on the cover page of the Guardian newspaper. We have wind, we have nuclear, we have thermal, we have geothermal, we have solar thermal, we have hydroelectric, and all these options. Apart from maybe nuclear, do we have resources for nuclear energy in Nigeria?
Definitely, we have. We have enough. This we've just not developed it. We have the potential there for uranium, for lithium, and other the components that makes up nuclear energy. So it is something that we've just not developed.
But it appears in Nigeria we're only concentrating on solar and maybe hydroelectric.
Yeah, not we are there are a lot of things that have been done, but they've not, it takes years to really build capacity in this area. The thing is that for now, let us focus on the one we can easily access, like the hydro electric, the solar thermal, and these are low hanging fruit if we put our hands together, while the nuclear is a more complex issue. But I know there's an agency in Nigeria here. I once spoke with someone which is saying they are seriously working on the nuclear, on how Nigeria can begin to harness our nuclear potentials. And they went for a summit in China. One of those agencies went to a summit in China sometime, I think maybe October last year or November last year, and they came with a lot of trainings from there, which he told me they are beginning to see how they can implement it or harness potentials in that area.
Okay, we now move to Nigerian News Direct. The story on Nigerian News Direct is major story there is politically inclined. I have never wanted a position in Tinubu's government. That is a statement attributed to Malam Nasser Rufai, as presidency refutes comment on state of governance and opposition.
Well, the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasser Rufai, has been in the news recently because of he's a member of the APC, but now he seems to be the arrowhead of the opposition. He has been having series of meetings with opposition leaders, and he has been talking tough. And recently he said the APC is now a party of illiterates and incompetent people, and they've left him where he is still there. The APC has moved on, and he is still where he is. And he said he told the president even before the election that he was not interested in any political party. He also expressed his frustration at the pathetic manner in where all the latter-day converts to the Tinubu government made an issue of something that he has never wanted in the first place, because the impression was that if he had became minister because he was rejected by the House, will he stay all these things? So he said he never asked for it in the first place, that the president insisted him having it. Well, these are political statements made by politicians, and somehow of the opinion that if you don't want it, why did you go for the screening? Why did you reject it? And he may say he's doing it for the sake of he wants to serve
Patriotism and all those things. That's the language.
Patriotism. But as it stands, he is a member of the APC, but he is not with the APC any longer. His spirit, because he has been going around doing for alliances to oppose the APC. And we all know Malam Nasir El-Rufai, you can take away the fact that he's a brilliant person. Is someone that can speak, is someone that can appeal to the north. If he speaks in Hausa on BBC, you know that yes, he's a very, very intelligent man. And when he also wants to speak to the whole country, he has his way. So it is someone that you would like to have on your team.
On your side.
On your side.
Joe Igbokwe on his Facebook post recently said, was cautioning the APC and the President Tinubu's led administration that they can't afford to lose Nasir El-Rufai at this critical moment, despite the fact that it is not an election year. But there is a need for them to go to him and consider his grievances. Does he really have a grievance against this government?
The problem is, I try to find out what his grievances are. I pinpoint there, but I just see that he is just being generally saying the government is not performing the way it should perform and the rest of it. And the thing with politics is that if someone's political interest has moved away, no matter how you try to bring him back, he will not come back. I think El-Rufai does not feel he does not feel he's still part of the APC in the direction he was going, because if it is about good governance or what, he had 8 years to speak against the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, but he was one of those that will always ask for patience, and we saw how the way he supported the government. But I think, to be fair to him, he has a right. He's no longer comfortable with the way the government is being run, and he's looking for alliances. And we all agree he's someone that will be good to have on your side. In the past, he was one of those that stood for the president during the time before the primaries. Although he had, some say he has preference for Rotimi Amechi. We can say that, but he after the primaries, we all knew that he stood for Tinubu. But if they have to part ways, then you can't force him to remain in the party or force him to still support the party. And I trust the president as a politician. He will reach out to him, or he might have reached out to him, or they are making moves on how to reach out to him. So probably even the way I see it, they might make up, or he might decide to lead the opposition in 2027.
As it stands now, their difference is not irreconcilable.
There's no difference that is not reconcilable in Nigeria. If there is no difference, Nasir El-Rufai was a member of the PDP, and we heard a lot he said about the opposition, and it became there's no difference in Nigeria that is irreconcilable. If they tell you they have irreconcilable difference, just tell them time will tell.
All right, now can we speculate that there is crisis in the camp of APC with these statements made by prominent APC members like Nasir El-Rufai? There is a serious crisis. How will you describe it? Is it a serious
crisis? It's not a serious crisis as far as I'm concerned, because how do you get seriousness? Now you get it against those you are competing against. Now,
don't you think Nasir El-Rufai is strong enough to?
He's strong enough. He's strong enough. But the other
Kaduna State,
he may not even, because even in the state, the structure is no longer with it. They have a serious problem. But if you do, in comparison to those that want to, they are going to contest against the PDP, the Labour Party, and even the SDP that they're looking at the front. If the opposition was strong, and then you have Nasir El-Rufai joining them, you will say there's a serious problem. But now even the opposition is in disarray.
How about what Peter Obi did to Labour Party? Don't you think Nasir El-Rufai joining SDP in Kaduna will give SDP the kind of structure that is capable of unseating Kaduna State governor in the next election?
No, let me tell you something. The dynamics of the northern politics is much than the southeast politics. whether we take it or not. The Southeast, if you look at the way they've always been voting in block. But I tell you, the North, we always give, it might eventually give more to a candidate, but you see that you will still have states whereby you can pick votes. If you're a major candidate, you pick your thousands of votes here and there and there. El-Rufai is somebody that is well respected among the young people in the North. Is one of those people that have proven over the years that he's an intellectual. He can speak on issues the way they favorably for those that want to hear such issues. So it will be a big loss to the APC if eventually he leaves, which is all indication shows that he's leaving. But my fear is that where he's going to, he'll be meeting worse. That's my fear. If the PDP was the PDP we used to know,
is he going to PDP or SDP?
Now, if he joins the SDP, SDP will just be like Labour Party. Now we have the Peter.
Maybe he's.
I think the opposition is just being weakened the more. If they were going to work together as a team, but now you will have SDP. You have Labour Party, Peter Obi remains there. You have PDP. Then you have the Kwankwaso factor also. Now you'll be having 4 oppositions.
Do you think, okay, maybe he's trying to contest for presidency? What if his interest is just to unseat the APC government in Kaduna State and make a statement with it?
Well, if it is in Kaduna State, the president, if his problem is Kaduna State, I think the president will not worry as much. But if his interest is the whole country, we all know that the APC, whether we like it or not, any ruling party, whether at the state level or this state, so long as you are in charge of the instrument of power, they know how to use it. We can't deceive ourselves to say the APC wouldn't use the instrument of power. And if it was the PDP, they would do likewise. If it is the SDP or Labour Party in Abia State, use the instrument of power to ensure that an unknown party won all the local government elections. So to me, when they're discussing this thing and I look at them, today you are here, this person is good, tomorrow you are there, that person is good. I don't see any difference between, I keep saying it, and I keep saying it, I don't see any difference between the APC, the PDP. I judge people as individuals on their performances as individuals, because ask me, what is the ideology leaning of the PDP or the APC that makes them different? The mistake we made in 2014, whereby we say Jonathan should go, anybody apart from Jonathan should come. What did it lead to? So this time around, personally, I will not just change the government with anybody. I will shine my eyes and look, will this be better than what we are changing? That is the most important thing. And if the likes of El-Rufai can come together with a better option, Nigerians will go for it. But if they come with a better option but in a disjointed manner, they are going to with their own hands break their hands. So I still look at it, while he's trying to work with the SDP, the PDP is still a major factor in election in Nigeria.
Okay, do you agree that a credibility of a politician has a lot to do with his continuity in a political party? For instance, somebody that has been a member of ANPP and later on become APC, somebody that has been member of ANPP from 1999 up to now, is credible enough to be trusted as a politician, or those factors don't have a bearing on an assessment of how credible a candidate is?
It has a bearing to an extent, but it also does not imply that the person is a credible person, or
because as a member of the opposition, maybe he was corrupt at a political office.
Yes,
he has held before.
He has held before. So the fact that you have maintained a party does not make you someone with a great ideology. It may just be that over the years the party has favored you, and the fact that you are jumping from one party to the other also may not mean that you don't have credibility. But the thing is that if you look at it, there's really no ideology in the parties. So that is why it is easy for them. And I don't think the Nigerian politicians, maybe that is the way we are. Maybe ideology is not a thing. Maybe just association is what we just like I say, we should look for what works for us. Maybe in other places, what works for them is for people of the same ideology to come together. But in Nigeria, I think it's people of the same interest.
But is it not what just happened in US now with Trump bringing people? So I think maybe that, don't you think that's the best way to go?
The world is even
so if yes, tilting towards. So we need to move forward.
We need to
really
no matter
whether you are an APC or PDP, so long as you have results for Nigeria, that is what we want. So let's move forward to the story that is on the cover page of Daily Independent. Daily Independent has legal expert in those state police implementation says it is overdue. When are we going to have this? How do you describe it? There's a way you used to describe it. Let a concerted effort. We're talking about this for some years now. State police, it is long overdue. It is long overdue. What do we need to do at this stage so that it can come into reality?
You know, over the years, there have not been. It started with the issue of state police when the discussion started. It was if you look at the support, those in support and those in against it, they were broken into. There was a part of the country that said no, we need a federal system of security.
Yeah, some years back.
Some years the North was always tilting towards a federal system
because they were scared that political office leader at the same level.
Not even then. Let me tell you, the truth there was that because the instrument of the security apparatus was firmly in the hands of Northerners because over years they've been able to join the military. So the fear that they will lose power over the security apparatus made the North, and then you know the South was always about constitutional conference. So Ray National Conference, the restructuring, the North, that this was the state police was part of those restructuring. And the moment they just hear the word restructure, I see something, the North will just turn his back and say no, we are not
Muslim power.
Now the North now is now facing the reality
of the need
of the limitation of federal police. Now you can see that the North have bought into the idea of state police, and the South also. There's also the angle of those that feel it will be abused by the subnational executives, by the governors. But with the level of insecurity in Nigeria, people look at it, the abuse and the duties and the role they will play. When you weigh it together, I think the role they will play outweighs the abuse we will be expecting. Then in different states, we're beginning to have regional forces. We have the Amateku, civilian, JTF, vigilante. So people are now beginning to see, if we can have all these people, why don't we regularize them? Why don't you have state police? So more people are tilting towards state police now, and more people are no longer afraid of the fact that it will be used, because you are looking at kidnapping, you are looking at banditry, you are looking at insurgency, terrorism. I think whether the governor will make use of them during election will be the least of your problem, because you don't even know with the level of insecurity if you will see the next election.
Look, there are situations, even in Jalingo, there are areas that used to be bedeviled by incessant kidnapping, and the youths in that area decide to form some kind of vigilante and conduct some kind of security activities by themselves in those areas, and you discover those things are yielding results. They will mount roadblocks and check whatever vehicle comes in and make sure that whosoever is coming into that area is being identified, and you discover that this has successfully solved the problem of kidnapping and some robbery and thievery like that. Now, if these people are doing this kind of activities, even without funding from states. Don't you think this is one of the factors that supporting the fact that state police, even if it's just for intelligence gathering, just like I do, these people don't hold arms, they don't carry, but they will just use torchlight. They will make sure they identify you. Are you this person? What are you coming here?
They don't hold arms until criminal meets them at night. Then you know that the criminals know that yes, when the time comes, they have their way around the state.
But at least it's not official.
It's not official. That is why I think it is time for us to harness this potential. The potential we have in community security. We should harness this potential. We may not structure the state police the way the federal police is. We should look at our peculiarities and see how we can manage it. Like the area I live in, Jalingo now. When I came, there was stories that it used to be an area where kidnappers do come and do whatever they want to do. But the vigilante, they have not been a case of kidnapping or robbery or any issue since then. And if you, like Lagos State, they have something they call neighborhood watch. Most of them are graduates. They wear blue and brown uniform. They don't use arms. They don't even try to arrest people. What they do is that they just post them into different neighborhoods. They call it neighborhood watch. So you see them with their uniform, seated like 2 or 3, just watching what is going on. You'll be surprised that something will be happening in your vicinity. The next thing you see the police. These guys are there. They monitor, they gather intelligence, and they post. They have a platform whereby at intervals they update what is going on, and they do this thing even if you are on your way or anywhere. You have to, if your beat is maybe roadblock, from here to roadblock, you report everything, even to the point that there's a vehicle that has been parked for 5 minutes by the roadside. There are people that have been, so they report this thing. So the intelligence they gather,
even when they are not seemingly relevant.
Yes,
they may become relevant later.
So when
vehicle is parked by the roadside for 5 minutes for no reason, it may not have any significance now until later.
Later you just realize that
was parked by some criminals.
I've seen a case where someone was not even broke into the house, in his own house, but the person was into drugs. Okay. And he started calling this iron condemned people. What do they call this? Who that buy to come? They sold his generator. Was selling things in the house. So the neighborhood watch, they didn't know he was the owner of because he was already into drugs. So they saw it strange that someone should just go into a compound and they be selling things. So the next thing, the guy was at home and the police came. And they say, please, we were invited to the police station for concerning. He went there. He had to prove to them that, so they realized that he is on drugs and that is why he's selling his property. So he was worried. How did they know? It was later we found out that it was the neighborhood watch people. They saw the movement, and they decided that this could be a crime scene. So these are the kind of things that the state police, we expect the state police to be involved. They may not be armed, some will be armed, but it is not all about arms. Intelligence gathering will help a lot.
Can you make a projection? When are we going to see the implementation of the state police? Though somebody is asserting that we already have state police. With vigilante, okay, Taraba State has Taraba Marshal, some sort of state police. Amotekun is there in the southwest, some sort of state police. Even the vigilante, you understand that some of these vigilante organizations, local government by local government, community by community, they have their leadership, they have their structure, and it's some sort of state police already. So do you agree with the person, or do you think that we have a time where it will be officially launched now, from now henceforth, we have a state police with this kind of stuff?
This thing has to do with legislation. You have to amend the constitution. So I'm looking at it. The next opportunity for a constitutional amendment opportunity, I'm telling you, the state police will be one of those one of those things that will scale through. You know, we've tried it in the past, it didn't scale through. So, and I know one to politicians, they between now and 2027, you will see that there will be a form of just to show the restructuring will take place. There will be a form of some constitutional review, and state police will be prominent on that. I can't really tell the time, but I know between now and 2027, something to that effect will be done, and state police will be one of those things. And that is why I say those of us that are advocating for it, when the opportunity rises, let us do everything to be involved in the advocacy for state police. We can't just fold our hands and expect that it will come. It wouldn't come like that. And look at this, like what led to our discussion today, the legal experts. This is part of the advocacy they agree that, yes, there should be, that is overdue, but they are also saying they call for caution in developing a framework. The framework for it and for implementing this new policy must be done thoroughly.
Okay, let me say something. You know, this restructuring that we discussed earlier was being agitated by people from South and West in the past. Now, some indices of this restructuring is already being implemented by this government. For instance, local government autonomy. This tax reform.
Yes,
they are being implemented, giving them another name. You know, so do you think we're moving towards the restructuring as was being agitated for during the past?
You see, one thing will change. If you don't want to change will eventually come.
No matter what you do.
No matter what you do, whether you like. That's why I say this tax reform will still come in one way or the other. Look at the local government financial autonomy. The former president did it as an executive order.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. There was backlash from the state. It didn't work. What did this one do? He learned from what
the mistakes of the past,
and he went to the Supreme Court.
And went higher and became smarter.
Became smarter. So these things, when the time comes, you just need the political will, especially sometimes from the executive. They might look at the state police and look for a judicial option to it. And then the next thing you hear, you see that the federal government has taken this thing to review this and see. And I think this president is not adverse to state police.
Yeah,
that is if he has not changed, because he's one of the proponents of state police. It was, as a matter of fact, it was one of the people that revived the neighborhood watch in Lagos, but it was Akirumi Ambode that brought them fully into operation. So let us see. It may just be one of those things he may try to do before 2027.
Viewers, we now go for a short commercial break. When we come back, a very interesting segment of the morning show awaits. Can afford to listen.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Hassan Meikaswa, Chief Gabriel Olayinka, and Mr. Waziri Aaron Anthony.
Don't miss this opportunity to unlock economic growth. See you there. Are you ready? Join us for the Achievers Coaching Academic Summit 2025.
Themed Harnessing Nature's Gift for Economic Growth in Taraba State. Date 15th February 2025. Venue The Significant Place Chapel.
Adjacent State Secretariat. Former Mobile Links. Abuja Phase 1. Jalingo, Taraba State.
Admission starts at 1 p.m. and the main event begins at 2 p.m. Don't forget, admission is free.
Featuring insightful session on crop farming, agro-processing, value chain development, animal farming, and dry season farming.
With top facilitators including Dr. Hope Dauda Gaina, Mr. Godfrey Tafida, Honorable Zeno Hassan Meikaswa, Chief Gabriel Olayinka, and Mr. Waziri Aaron Anthony.
Don't miss this opportunity to unlock economic growth. See you there.
Transported to anywhere you want to go in Jalingo, and let them also run your errands for you while you sit at the comfort of your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable, and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use SuperCap today and be happy. Bye. What if I told you this?
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do you do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Cab service you can book right now in Jalingo. Sounds like a dream, right? No, it's reality. Let SuperCab get you transported to anywhere you want to go in Jalingo, and let them also run your errands for you while you sit at the comfort of your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable, and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use SuperCab today and be happy. Bye.
My country people, una good morning, and I dey throway salute to una this morning. I dey welcome una to the pidgin section of our newspaper headline review. This na section wey be say we dey knack una tori on things wey dey happen for inside the country, our community, even sef for our society. My name be Esther Oka Stephen, and with me on this morning show review na our correct person, our usual guest that dey always dey tell una, Oga Mina Joda Abraham. Oga, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, madam. Good morning. How you dey? How today?
Fine, thank you, Oga Mina. My country people, no be small tori I carry come knack una so on something wey dey happen for our society for around this place, yo. As one 15-year-old girl, one neighbor come go wole one 15-year-old girl, corner this girl. He ask say he want to send this girl message. And meanwhile, neighbor students dey outside dey watch this movement, this Kurukere movement. My country people, this man carry this small girl wey comot for house, leave im papa, leave im mama, say she dey go school. And from there, this man call and say, please come go buy something for me. As this girl comot to enter this man room, my country people, throughout that the day before yesterday, this girl no come outside again, you. And so this girl remain for that place. So we come reach us now say this girl dem dey look for am. Now one neighbor come outside say she dey hear movement for inside room. And then since this girl enter that oga house, this girl no come outside. Na so person una dey look for. Na from there my country people, so we don war as we dey take talk am so. The reason why I carry this matter come reach una so, this matter we still dey investigate am well because we no know wetin e dey molest that girl for inside do, whether na for ritual, whether na one kind activities e carry on for the girl body. We never still wan talk am come outside. That they always dey tell una after this thorough investigation we go knack una the main tori, but I just want to bring this one come una hearing, so that those of una wey say una get neighbors, make una dey vigilant and make una dey careful. Make una dey look well, the way una dey take dey look road left and right, make una dey shine una eye. All of una come meeting for compound, come do neighbor. That no mean say na one mama born all of una. Make una not trust anybody. We dey always dey tell una for here. Say make una dey watchful, make una dey alert, make una not dey trust to anybody. This is safety wey we dey always dey tell una from Sumtv here. So no be for only festive period 19th like this dey happen. As I dey tell una see am say e don come happen now. Oga Maina, abeg, I want make you help me talk to our parents dem concerning children activities. Make you help me talk to them how to take tell their children make dem no dey too put trust on people. Say because of say this person is older than me, because of say this person na my mama make, my papa make. Abeg make you shed more light.
Thank you very much for this topic wey you bring, because e be like say nowadays this kind case dey happen every time wey person wey old wey be adult kind pikin wey be minor. Who be minor? Na anybody wey dey under the age of 17 go down. Na person wey for under eye of law, the person never reach to decide wetin he go do for himself. So and because say some people they go use person wey don mature, wey don get sense, he go use his ogbologbo agbalagba sense take trick pikin, tell her say come make I send you message, come make I do this one, I go buy phone for you, I go give you this, I go give you that, and he go use that advantage come abuse the young person. And you know say because young person, no matter how young person be, im brain never still develop finish, and you know say their level of thinking different. And e dey easy, you know say, and some people, some children dey wey be say anything wey older person tell them, then they believe am. So this thing we need to keep to dey tell our children, make them dey careful. Anybody call them, especially our female children, and even the boys. Many times boys then they abuse boys. We know they carry the matter go there because we know the reason am go there. But even boys sef they go through this thing. If it be say they fit call the boy, begin give am drug or begin teach am criminal this thing. So for the boys and the girls, make you dey careful. No be everybody, no be everything wey dem tell you. Tell them, abeg I dey come, make I ask my daddy, make I ask my mommy, or make I ask my auntie or my brother for house before I go fit do this thing. No be disrespect. Anybody wey really want send you better message, if you tell am say no vex uncle, no vex auntie, make I go house go tell my mama and papa or tell my brother and sister before I go. If na person wey dey think well, go say this pikin dem train am well for house. That one day. The another thing wey we suppose look for, we ourselves, we need to begin to create this bond, for this neighborhood bond wey dey before, this bond wey dey between neighbors and this thing. Because as you say nowadays, wahala too dey for inside compound. This one no dey follow this one talk, this one dey fight this one dey do this one dey aproko this one. This kind thing na im go make, even if something dey happen, person go say wetin concern me, I think this girl mama dey fight me, na so e go keep quiet. So if love dey for compound, even person wey wan do evil go look say the way we take love ourselves for this compound, if I do this thing, these people go talk. But if they see say division dey, this room A dey fight room B, room C dey fight room D, for this street this person no dey follow this one talk, even if the person see another person pikin, he go say wetin concern me. If I chook mouth now, the mama go say why you follow my pikin talk. But to say dem dey work together, if you call am, come here my pikin, where you dey go? I go tell your mama, oh yeah, come this one. But in fact, even if they see wetin dey go wrong to report, e no go fit report. The another thing wey we need to do, if we see this kind thing, make we no dey cover am. Make we ensure say we involve police, we involve welfare, we involve human rights, because the more people see say if you do am, dem no go settle am for house. You know, get wetin dem talk say make we settle am for house. If they see say the matter dey reach court, people go begin fear, begin think before dem do this thing. So I dey talk to our children dem. Anybody wey call you, wey wan ask you to do anything, tell am say you wan go back house, go tell your mama or go tell your papa first, or go tell your uncle or your brother or your sister before you go do am.
My country people, this one wey Oga Maina talk so, na im make me carry this story run come kia take come knack una this morning. And meanwhile, just the way Oga Maina still take put am, abeg make that love wey we get during that olden days time still dey flow for among neighbors. So if you wake up in the morning, we know say yes, so na you work person, but not to carry your work for head. At least greet one person for compound now. Neighbor, good morning. Hello, you come back, you enter your house. We not talk say make you go create room for amebo, gossip, carry tori, go sit down. Say, hello, make una face dey show for compound. Hello, weekend, not block yourself. Because if anything happen, na your neighbor be the first person wey go come around you before your brother for village go run come, before your meeting member go run come. Na your neighbor wey dey around you na go first do that first aid before every other person go come to your aid. Okay, mama, papa, all of una don hear am from Oga Maina man for im mouth, and na from im mind na dis words dem take come outside. Make una tell una children, anybody wey send dem message, let that child bring that message to una notice, and make una give that child permission to go. And if una no dey, somebody come knock door say come go and buy, my mommy is not around. Okay, for those of una wey just dey join us, this na the pidgin section of our newspaper headline review. Na society matter we carry come knack this morning concerning one 15-year-old girl wey one adult brother come molest. Okay, tori come dey carry us dey enter education sector as ASUU don call off strike, and also one matter come dey for ground with all this FCE College of Education students dem. Many of them dey complain some days back say for their school say dem no dey gree make dem do guy plate long attachment reach waist, even sef dem dey cut am. Some of them come dey talk say that one ma dey for inside the school calendar, say that one ma sef, how that one take help dem, say that one go create job employment after dem graduate. Say na there, some of them even dey talk am say na their hair na dey take dey write the exam. So my country people, me not to sabi wetin attachment come dey do go education level, even sef. But I look am in one perspective, because I notice say Oyo, Ibadan State, that's their College of Education for that place, their Federal College of Education special. Them too, if they say they wan do anyhow too, they go cut there. They no dey allow them to place even color attachment. That one dey for their standard. And the reason why these girls wey dey complain no understand am be say they are training them up as teachers. You dey go teach a child for class, you suppose to live as an example to that child. That's why that Oyo State own sweet me for body, that College of Education special for Oyo Ibadan. That one sweet me for body well. How you go enter class, your teacher no teach you, give you proper training right now, as they cut am for una, they cut down una hair, so na training wey dey give una. Because if they say make you go do teaching practice now, pikin go look wetin you wear from head to toe, you stand for there, the pikin mind go comot for body, the pikin mind go comot for book. All the pikin mind na the color attachment wey you put, na that pikin go dey look say okay, if we take holiday, this anti style I'm going to make it. Such things follow dey the standard wey education people dey look. And if una notice, these girls wey dey complain say that one no suppose to dey agenda, that one no suppose to dey board of teaching, say hell, una no dey take it head dey write. Na exemplary life na dem want make una give our generation wey dey come. Even sef many states no dey tolerate trouser. Say as you be teacher, make you wear tight jean. Some schools dem no dey gree that one. You go cover your body from head to toe. Oga Maina na lie I dey talk. Many schools no dey gree
Me,
now,
me,
especially
my,
for we wey dey for north here. Now
me,
nobody
my
dey
own
gree to
view,
go
my own
national.
view about this thing be say, the adults you dey deal with. Federal College of Education, na adults suppose dey there.
Okay.
And adults get a own level of freedom wey you suppose get. Then again, I go talk go both sides. For the make I talk for the student part. I think wetin we need to do, we no leave wetin we suppose impact for this student, which is education. Come dey pursue how dem dress, how dem no dress. Well, attachment to me, I no see am as anything.
Okay.
As long as the person come study and e face it, because I don see many places, I don see many people, I don see multinational wey dem go employ person wey get dada, wey get earring, and that person go be the best for there. No be wetin about wetin e wear, na about wetin e get up here. I no be person wey dey, yes, you must dress decently, but no carry your own mindset before person even talk say person wear attachment na from under marine world dem bring am. Forget it, say thread wey dey take tie head to na attachment na e be. The student must dress modestly, but no be for you go come make rigid law wey go make them no fit express their self. Because if you look at to do na for make the pikin look good, but no be to dey excess. But to come dey do, because I know say some schools dey overdo, dey carry religious belief dey enter inside secular school. And the person wey believe in the fact say people must dress modestly, but no carry religious belief dey impose am on top another people. They no carry your own standard of morality. Say for me, trouser no good, so anybody wey I dey teach no go wear trouser. No be trouser dey make, because I don see places where people dey wear, person wey no wear trouser, wey cover from head to toe, carry pikin thief am under that cloth cover take run. We don see situation wey be say people wey dress head to toe, their own way bad pass person wey wear trouser. These children, some of them, the way the environment wey dem come from, they different. You must dress modestly, but we need to understand say higher institution na where these children go begin form themselves as adults. Now why they no dey teach them there? They no dey teach person for higher institution, they dey lecture the person, because they believe say you don be adult, you go begin express yourself. Give them this room for expression of their self, but give guidelines. But when we don begin turn am to say make we come dey say na our own morals, which in it all, sometimes the same people, and they talk now on the behalf of the student too, some of those people wey dey steal this moral, na dem go still come collect handout money from these children, na dem go still molest them, na dem go still no come do lectures. That one na for them. Then for the students, for the on the school authority side, we must also ensure say if school say na the rules be this, if you wan join the school, make sure say you follow that rule. If they say they no want so thing, if you don sign admission, you beg, you apply for admission, if you get am, follow the rules of the school. So any school wey wan do this thing from day one, make dem don set the rule, no be say halfway. From day one, let students know say this thing no go do, this thing we go do, this kind of cloth no wear, this kind of cloth wear. So that when students come, no be during lecture, you go just come say, yeah, you come here, I no like this one, you cut the hair, you cut that one, you cut it. Sometimes again, na the way of intimidation, some of them they turn am into. But students dress normal. No be hair where you do color attachment, na it go make you look like student. Dress simple, dress normal, dress responsibly. Now wetin I go talk, but we need to balance am, because me, I dey always talk say I dey see societies wey be say people dey dress the way they like, and at the end of the day dem dey more productive than those of us wey dey say na like this you suppose do, na like that you suppose do, like this you suppose do. The most important thing, wetin be the value wey these children dey add to the society. Wetin be the bad? Because person wey allow express himself in all ways, he no go fit get that thing no go dey inside am. Because if we restrict them, no do this one, no do that one, no do this one, no do that one, when dem finish dem go do am. But again, as a student, you have to obey the rules and regulations of the school. And wetin I go talk now.
Okay, fellow students dem for there wey dey watch this program, na don hear am, those my Federal College of Education students. Come here, I notice say for normal university, state university and polytechnic, dem no dey too get problem issues like that. Like these our teaching students dem, this our College of Education students. Na dem dey always dey get this kind of issue of decency like that. Na dem dey take their own serious well well. So Oga Maina don talk the one when he go fit talk for this una matter. He say say make una no follow school regulation. Oga Maina say this hair wey una dey plait, these things wey una dey wear, him for here he no condemn am, because he know say na wetin dey upstairs na him matter. Na wetin dey upstairs na dem suppose to check well well. And also Oga Maina dey talk say if the school say e no want improper dressing, the school say they no want long hair, they no say make una abide by the school rules and regulations. Not before school, after school you can go home and you go do your guy for house. But when the authorities tell una say them no like am, make una no go against the will and rules of the school. Make una abide by the school rules and the regulations, so that una go graduate, go una way in peace. And also I want make una put am for mind say this our College of Education students dem, make una put am for mind say this our teachers wey dey shout on una, this our lecturers wey dey always dey correct una, say make una no too plait long hair, and again make una dey dress normal. Na because of the students wey some of una dey go teach for several areas. Una go fit enter one community, una go fit go enter one place, they go say this one na teacher be this, na teacher na plait hair reach bum bum, na teacher na plait hair reach waist, na teacher plait hair reach leg.
But those people wey dey talk and they watch film.
Okay, but they no go look am like that, you understand? They go say na pikin dey go school. So that is why school authorities dey tell una, so that if una dey go school, una go package una self well well, roll the thing look somehow different like that. Then when una go house, una go, that's why they always dey tell una say like this we no like am, like for that una sector. Okay, I believe say my fellow students, those my FC students wey dey complain, they don't understand the tori now wey me and Oga Maina don chook mouth put inside this morning. For those of una wey just dey join us, this na the pidgin section for our newspaper headline review. And before una come, we don talk on matter of one 15-year-old girl wey one neighbor corner enter room and molest this girl. So na through im neighbor, this man's neighbor, now we come take know say this girl dey for this man room for 2 days now. But meanwhile, just as I take talk, investigation dey go on anyhow the matter take be, we go carry come knack una. Even though sef with this man name and this girl, we go carry the picture, we go take come knack una. And also matter come carry us enter Federal College of Education with their modes of dressing for school. How teachers dey say dem no like the way dem dey place long hair dey reach waist. Even sef I confirm am say na true from Oyo, Ibadan State, their Federal College of Education special wey dey for that place. Dem too dem no dey tolerate it, dem no dey take that one. Dem say dem want to make the students abide by the rules and regulations of the school. Dem no want to long hair, dem no want to long hair. And those of una wey say okay, una fit to do anyhow, una go see, una don't even know the result of wetin I dey talk. Before exam, dem dey cut am. Na lie I talk. Then they cut am, they will even carry police stand for there. Female police, and then they cut am from now. Now know how the paroles they go. Okay, my country people, now from here we go draw the cutting of the pidgin section of our newspaper headline review. My name be Esther Oka Stephen. Make una stay tuned as Oga Ryan go come continue with our morning show. Now do.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do you do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Are you ready? Join us for the Achievers Coaching Academic Summit 2025.
Themed Harnessing Nature's Gift for Economic Growth in Taraba State. Date 15th February 2025. Venue The Significance Place Chapel.
Adjacent State Secretariat. Former mobile links. Abuja Phase 1. Jalingo, Taraba State.
Admission starts at 1 p.m. and the main event begins at 2 p.m. Don't forget, admission is free.
Featuring insightful session on crop farming, agro-processing, value chain development, animal farming, and dry season farming.
With top facilitators including Dr. Hope Dauda Gaina, Mr. Godfrey Tafida, Honorable Zeno Hassan Meikaswa, Chief Gabriel Olayinka, and Mr. Waziri Aaron Anthony.
Don't miss this opportunity to unlock economic growth. See you there.
What if I told you there's a cab service you can book right now in Jalingo? Sounds like a dream, right? No, it's reality. Let Supercab get you transported to anywhere you want to go in Jalingo, and let them also run your errands for you while you sit at the comfort of your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable, and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use Supercab today and be happy. Bye. What about
You are welcome back from the pigeon segment of the morning show. I hope you had a very interesting interaction with the studio, where discussions on trending issues that are occurring in this part of the world were discussed. And we're still going to go to the discussions that are on the cover pages. I've been featured in the Taraba News newspaper. And we're going to start with the major headline, where it talks about Taraba State boosts parliamentary reporting with pioneering capacity building workshop. Mr. Abraham?
Well, I think that is a good one, because it is in an effort to promote accountability and good governance and robust parliamentary reporting. The Taraba State government, the Taraba State House of Assembly hosted a landmark capacity building workshop for journalists covering legislative proceedings, and I think it will help in building capacity in the coverage of legislative duties in Nigeria. And it was themed engaging, enhancing parliamentary reporting for accountability and good governance. And it brought together a diverse array of dignitaries, journalists, and experts in the field to share knowledge and best practices. We had the keynote speakers, the Honorable Jose Asabo Kente, share their global concept, deliver some remarks. Was while the Speaker of the House was represented by Deputy Majority Leader Dr. Mark Diogen, and Mark Diogen, representing the Speaker, highlighted the crucial relationship between the press and the Parliament in fostering information capacity using model tools, noting that effective parliamentary reporting is essential for promoting transparency. And we also had the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University, Kashere Gombe State. His address emphasized the importance of parliamentary reporting in promoting democratic governance and accountability. So I think this is some of the speakers in the House, and they've been able to build capacity among the journalists that cover the State House of Assembly.
Okay, does really do the press have a role to play in promoting accountability?
Definitely, because you are the fourth estate to government, and it is what you report most times that people believe or people know. If you don't report this now, nobody will know that something is going on. If a legislation is made and the press don't report it, people wouldn't know that something is going on. So the press has a role to play. And what the one thing is that was the legislators knows that the press are the eyes of the press is on them. The press are reporting what they are doing. They will sit up. That is why you see even sometimes when they want to do some things, they will say it's a closed door meeting because they know the press is going to report. So, but again, in reporting what is going on, you have to be professional. You have to be professional in what you do. You have to ensure that it is balanced. You have to ensure that it is accurate. You have to ensure that you don't take sides you don't take sides on issues, and you report the truth, the fact as it is. You don't invent fact. You don't assume, and you don't you don't garnish what you are doing in the name of having of it being sensational. And I think these are some of the things we need to look into.
Okay, now we go to another headline still on the Taraba News newspaper. It talks about breaking the silence of neglect, World NTD Day 2025 organized by Zero Norma Initiative.
Yes, I think the Zero Norma Initiative group, they came to the studio yesterday, and it was quite educating what they did. The NTDs are neglected tropical diseases. The diseases have been neglected in this part of the world. And on this day, they are focused on Noma. Noma, it's a kind of disease that affects people in the tropical region. And yesterday was World Noma Day, and the World Health Organization and some other organizations came together to speak on it, because they say for what they have with over 800 million people requiring treatment for at least one NTD, and it has to do with hygiene, with hygiene, with diet, with other factors. So if you look at it, something that occurs more in among the low income earners because of the issue of hygiene, and also because of the issue of diet and the balance their food intake. So they are creating awareness, and the awareness, the most important thing is that if you identify anyone with any with the normal any of these neglected tropical diseases, you can reach out to them, and they will ensure, once they profile the disease and find out it's normal, is going to take care of all the all what it needs, the treatment and the transportation to where the person will be treatment, the diagnosis, the surgery, and every other thing. They will ensure that the person is fully taken care of. So these are some of the information we need to have as citizens, so that when you see someone exhibiting something that looks that symptoms, you just let the person know and you report to the authorities.
And they said this norma is most of the times caused by issues that has to do with the hygiene.
Yes.
And it's mostly found in children between ages 0 to I think 10. That's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's look at the headline that talks about PDP Northeast Zone reaffirms unity set agenda for zonal congress. PDP held their meeting yesterday, zonal meeting yesterday in Bauchi.
Yes, and I think it's a good one that at the zonal level, you see they had there was no, even though the chairman Damago he attended, yes, he attended. His part is from this northeast zone, and I think at the zonal level they've been able to have a meeting without rancor, and I think the national should learn from what happened at the zonal level. If they're able to strengthen themselves at the zonal levels, at the world level, at the Congress level, I think it will mitigate the effect of the crisis at the national level.
And Damago is from Yobe State. I think it's from
Yes. It's from. I know it's from the northeast. It's from the northeast. So this is his region. Having the caucus meeting, or what is it that they have. So it is a good one, and it's a step towards reconciliation. It's a step towards strengthening the party, and I'm sure other geopolitical regions too will soon have their own. And I think from there they can decide the solution to their problem may even come out from these regional meetings and regional caucuses that will ensure that if the regional caucuses are stable and leadership there is stable, they might be able to profile solution to the national body.
And it was at this meeting that this other headline comes up. Governor Bala Mohammed held Qatar's leadership acumen.
Well, Barrister GT Kattaus is someone that you can't deny his leadership qualities. He's someone that wherever he goes, he shines, and is one of those people that whenever I see him speak, he speaks with so much confidence. You would know that he's a born leader, and is someone that has a lot of capacity. So for Bala Mohammed to say that, I'm not surprised. And I think he was once a deputy national. He once held a national position at the PDP, so they know him and they know his capabilities. And we in Taraba State, as SGS, we can attest to his leadership qualities.
Okay, with this we draw the curtains for this morning edition of Morning Show. The Morning Show, we bring to you in-depth analysis of major stories that are occurring on the cover pages of the Nigerian newspaper and at the trend in society. I would like to appreciate Abraham Jeremiah, who has been available all this while to make this in-depth analysis for us. We appreciate him for coming.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
And I would like to appreciate my co-presenter, Esther Augustine, who handled the beginning segment of the morning show.